Hello from the beanbag and welcome to another Daily Encouragement with Naomi. So good to have you here. Glad you could join us. So today's video is a video that I'd rather not record, and it's one that I'm really struggling to record. So bear with me as I just kind of stumble through this video and attempt to say something that will be helpful for you in your life. So today's video we're going to talk about unmet dreams, unfulfilled dreams, unmet desires of our hearts, and just what that looks like walking into a new year. As for a lot of us, there's going to be things from last year that we really thought were going to happen. We really expected to happen, we were excited about, and they didn't happen. And there's many reasons that they may not have happened, but that doesn't take away from the pain and the grief that you may be walking through right now because of unmet desires of your heart and unfulfilled dreams. Let's do this. Now, the reason I really don't want to record this video is that I am myself dealing with some unmet desires and unfulfilled dreams, and it's kind of a big one, and it's a hard one because I said to God the other day, is this going to be another year that I walk through and this is not fulfilled? I just want to just say, I know for a lot of people this is something that they really desire and really want to see happen in their life, and when it's not, and you walk through years of it not happening, it can get really difficult. Now, it's not the only kind of unmet desire of my heart or unfulfilled dream that I have in my life right now, and that I'm experiencing, but this is the one I'm going to talk about. I know it is a big one. So the unmet desire of my heart and unfulfilled dream is one of getting married and having children. Now, the reason I say it is unmet and unfulfilled is because I don't think God has said no. I have walked through some stuff around that a few years ago of going, look, God, if it never happens, I'm totally fine with that, and I just lay it all down and, your will be done. You have your way, and if it's your will is that I don't get married and have children, then that's okay. And I totally thought that I was okay with it. It would come up occasionally, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it would be really nice for that dream to be fulfilled. And then on the other hand, I'm like, nope. I'm at an age where I'm way bit maybe set in my ways, and I'm like, I'm quite happy being single. And so in all honesty, I actually am really happy being single. I really enjoy it, which is weird when, it's been a huge desire of mine since I was a little child to get married and have a family of my own. For those who don't know me, my career path for the last 20 years, yes, has been as a nanny or as a preschool reliever. So working with children. And so I've worked with and looked after lots of other people's children, and I always wanted my own. So it was often a wee bit difficult looking after other people's children because I just wanted my own. And for whatever reason, it hasn't happened yet. And I, seriously and honestly was in a place a few years ago where I was like, okay, we've laid it down. I've gone, God, if it's not what's meant to happen, if it's not your will, that's cool. And I'm laying it down, and I will pick up whatever else you are asking me to pick up. And I will walk with you and follow you in whatever other areas you are asking. And, I have, and I've done lots of different things, and, walked in a lot of things and done a lot of things, and which have all been, for the most part, really fun and fulfilling and all that kind of thing. But I think for me, as I kind of pondered and looked forward into 2023, I had this feeling of, will this be another year where that desire in my heart to get married and have a family is left hanging, so to speak. Now, I honestly am totally happy being single. Don't know that I want to live in someone else's house in a flat for the rest of my life, but that's a side note. And I actually really do enjoy being single, but there is still this desire in my heart to get married. And I even had to get to the point where I was like, well, in my early 40s, I never wanted to be an old mum, and so I kind of was like, well, I'd be happy even if I even just got married. I kind of didn't say it out loud, but I've had this thought running through my head on the last couple of days of like, God, I challenge you to, bring along a husband, because I really am like, been single all this time. And so I'm like, I have been in a couple of relationships, so I haven't been single my whole entire adulthood, but yeah, I think it's 5 years now or so since my last relationship. So, I just am like, I challenge you, God. I challenge you to, fulfill this dream. And I don't know if that's the right thing. And I'm a little bit nervous saying it because I don't know if I should. But I'm like, well, I kind of have come to the point where I'm like, it's never going to happen. And I don't know whether that's right, because, things can be revisited in God, and unmet dreams and unmet expectations in God and unfulfilled desires can be revisited. And, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago, the timing wasn't right. And maybe the timing is going to be right some other time. I don't know. It'd be nice if the timing was right now. So I did challenge God and go, well, let's bring someone, I challenge you to bring me my husband. And also further challenge you to bring him along by my next birthday. And my next birthday is in 4 months. So that's let's see what happens, eh? But I just want to talk about unmet dreams and desires, and how painful that can be, and how discouraging it can be at times. But I think, yes, sit in that pain and that discouragement and let that be present and let that be allowed to happen, because it is okay to be hurt and to be grieved and to be discouraged. But don't camp there. Don't set up your tent and go, well, this is it. It hasn't happened, so I'm just gonna camp out in this grief and potentially even bitterness of, I'm mad at God because he hasn't done what I expected him to do, and he hasn't filled this dream, and it's been a heart's desire since I was little. And I could sit here and sit in that and camp in that and just continually tell God how angry and frustrated I am that he hasn't done what I expected him to do. Totally valid to acknowledge how you feel and to tell God how you feel. But as God is the God of hope, either let that go or hold on to it if that's what God's saying. If God's saying a definite no, then we need to let it go and release it and move on in God. But if he's saying not yet, or if he hasn't given a hard no, or he's saying wait, that's what we need to do. And find people in your life that can encourage you in that and just walk with you through that and help you through that. Because, in God, we don't get everything we want. And sometimes that can be quite hard to accept and go, okay, God, that's not what you had for me. And for me, in, wanting to get married and have a family, as it's been a desire for probably 30 years or more. I don't know how long it's been there, but as long as I can remember, it has been there. And so it was incredibly difficult to walk with God through going, well, if that's not what you have for me, if I'm never going to get married, that's okay. I'm fine with that. I lay it down. That was incredibly hard. But with God, I did it, and am still in that same place of going, if it's not your will, if that's not what you have for me, that is okay. And I will be okay. But I don't know that God has actually said no. So it's potentially a matter of waiting for that yes or that definite no. God is a good God who gives his children good gifts. But we don't actually know what those good gifts are that we need. Whereas God does. And as hard as it may be for us to lay some stuff down and to actually go, okay, God, if that's not your will, if that's not what you have for me, I'm okay with that, and I'll lay it down and I'll pick up whatever it is that you would have me pick up in place of that. And, I think when we pick up what God gives us in place of that unmet dream and unfulfilled desire, it's far better than what we could have ever dreamt or imagined or desired. It is far better than what we ever expected. Because He's God and He knows the bigger picture, and He sees and knows what we actually need in life. And, at the end of the day, if my biggest heart's desire is not fulfilled, then I know God will replace it with something better. And He will walk with me through letting it go and laying it down and walking away from it. Because He does not leave us empty. I know that we all have things in our life, dreams and desires that have not been fulfilled. And it is hard, because some of those things are really, really personal and really deeply seated in our hearts. And it is hard to be able to go, oh God, I lay that down. And God, I leave it at your feet and I walk away. It's not easy. But God left us when Jesus went back to heaven after He rose from the dead. Yep, He left us the Holy Spirit, who is our comforter, and He will comfort us in those times where it's hard to walk through the things God is asking us to walk through. Now, I have no idea whether this heart's desire of mine will ever be fulfilled. And in some ways it would be nice to have a hard no or a hard yes. But I also just need to trust God in it. Need to trust that whatever God is saying and whatever He is leading me through is going to be better than this over here. And I think, just as we walk into the new year, as we just start thinking about what the new year's maybe going to look like and what it has for us and all that kind of stuff, I think maybe there just needs to be a laying down of some stuff. And this is what my heart's desire was in the past, or what my dreams were in the past. But maybe God is saying, let's lay them down, because I've got these ones for you to pick up. I've got these ones for you, you to walk in and to see the fulfillment of. So my encouragement is, don't be discouraged if you have unmet heart's desires and unfulfilled dreams. But remember that if they haven't been fulfilled, God is either probably saying, no, that's not what I have for you, or he's saying, wait, now is not the right time, wait. Or it could be also a yes, but just not the right time. So we need to know what God is saying for each of us individually on each dream and desire. Sorry, my nose is really itchy today. So be encouraged. God has got you. He knows what you need. And also what you want. He knows what's best for you. He knows you better than you know yourself. So I encourage you to just sit with those dreams and those heart's desires and just talk to God about it and go, you know, what are you saying here? Am I laying these down, or is it a wait? Talk to God. He'll tell you, he'll show you. To be honest, I haven't got to the part of listening to God yet. I just journaled and told him how I felt about everything, but he kind of haven't. And I think he's been talking to my heart, over the last couple of days since I did journal. So make sure that when you talk to God about it, when you tell him how you feel, and when you ask him, what his answer is, that you do stop and listen. And don't just tell him how you feel and then walk away. And there may be, for some of you, grieving as you lay that down, if that's what God is saying. So just be encouraged. He's with you always, and he loves you, and he only wants good things for you. So just remember that. So rambled on for long enough, I think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Love you all. Bye.